Is this clear enough? You can hear?
President Mulira.
It's not clear. It's not strong enough. His Excellency Professor Touadera, President of the Central African Republic, Her Excellency the Vice President of Uganda, and all the other state and party leaders, the cultural leaders, the religious leaders, and the leaders of UPDF, as well as all the other political leaders. I will speak in English, but somebody should translate later, summary, not the whole speech.
President achoholo maloma lusungu lufanyuma kuicha obafalulira mu president byana banalo malome na maliholo maloma.
This is because simultaneous translation will take a long time.
Ulohuba na banalo maloma ni haninga lusamu bicho kuyirebe habingi muno.
But before I speak, I want to invite our guest, His Excellency President Touadera, to come and address you.
President Nato alo maloma ya halanga President umkeni wae President wa Central African Republic yecha alo maloma hoyimuri.
Monsieur le Président Yoweri Museveni, peuple d'Ouganda, je voudrais tout d'abord
President Yoweri Museveni, the President of Uganda,
je voudrais tout d'abord adresser mes remerciements
I would like first of all to express my deep appreciation and thanks.
Mes remerciements au président Yoweri Museveni pour son invitation.
Great thanks to His Excellency President Museveni for his invitation to come and participate in this important celebration.
Nous en sommes très très honorés.
We are very much honored
pour participer à cette célébration de 62e anniversaire de l'indépendance de l'Ouganda.
We are indeed very blessed to be present in celebrating the 62nd independence anniversary of his country.
Nous souhaitons donc bon anniversaire,
We
bonne
wish
fête
you
de l'indépendance à tout le peuple ougandais sous le leadership du président Yoweri Museveni, qui est le leader incontesté, le leader du panafricanisme, de la lutte contre le colonialisme et le néocolonialisme.
Allow me to specifically thank President Yoweri Museveni for effectively representing the people of Uganda since many years, and to thank the participation of his people in celebrating the 62nd independence anniversary today.
Qui a su transformer l'Ouganda, amener la paix, consolider la réconciliation.
He has indeed transformed Uganda into a good country of national reconciliation.
Nous sommes venus ici parce que c'est un modèle et que c'est un modèle qui nous inspire.
We came here because he is a person that inspires us a lot.
En tout cas, je vous remercie et je souhaite à tout le peuple ougandais
I therefore express my great thanks and great aspirations to all the people of Uganda.
une bonne fête, une bonne célébration.
Happy celebrations
de
and happy
l'indépendance.
feast of
Bonne
independence.
fête à vous tous.
Happy celebrations to all of you.
I want first of all to thank His Excellency President Touadéra
Je tiens d'abord à remercier infiniment le président Touadéra.
You don't have to translate because he has got this. You can translate these few words, then he has got the speech. I want to thank him for agreeing to join us for these independence celebrations. Yesterday, we had a long discussion in Entebbe, and Central Africa will become a very good trading partner with East Africa. Central African Republic is just after Congo and South Sudan. And together with Central Africa, we want to persuade the government of Congo and the government of South Sudan that we work on the roads from Arua to Isiro in Congo to Obo in Central African Republic. And then we need to persuade the government of South Sudan for a road through Yei, Meridi, Yambio, up to Central African Republic. Then East Africa will be linked by road at least with Central African Republic and beyond. As we are working on that, I invite the Uganda Airlines to look at the possibility, and our air cargo companies, to look at the possibility of flying to Bangui a few times, even if it is not daily, but some few times, so that we can link up with our brothers there and sisters. Secondly, I want to congratulate General Museveni, the new CDF, for rationalizing the parade. Making it shorter, and you, the politicians, should learn. Talking endlessly about nothing. I want to congratulate the army. Instead of the parade staying there the whole day standing, now they have done their work and they have gone. So I want to congratulate General Muhoozi for bringing that rationality. The old parade, we got it from our brothers, but it is time to reform them. I congratulate them. Muliye mutiye. Muliye mutiye. Habari. Nyinyi wa Wasania na wa Kenya na wasalimia. Salamu kwa wote. Mwebale muno. I congratulate all Ugandans on this 62nd anniversary of Uganda's independence. As I've told you many times, at Uganda's independence, our economy was a typical colonial one, characterized by being an enclave, meaning island economy of 3 C's and 3 T's, as was being described by the colonists themselves. The 3 C's were coffee, cotton, and copper, and the 3 T's were tobacco, tea, and tourism. These formed a small island of modernity and money economy, surrounded by a sea of no money, subsistence economic activities, underdevelopment, and poverty. By 1962, only 9% of the homesteads were in the money economy, which means that a whole 91% were outside the money economy. Being outside the money economy meant poor housing, no education for the children, no clean water, poor nutrition, poor health, and poverty. On account of the wrong ideology of the politics of identity, tribes, religion, and gender chauvinism, the country was divided and unstable. This instability caused the constitutional crisis of 1966 and the Idi Amin coup of 1971. When the ignorant Idi Amin came into government, he expelled one element of our entrepreneurial class, the Asians. And by 1986, when the NRM came to power, the small colonial enclave of the 3 C's and 3 T's had collapsed. Only coffee and tobacco were still limping on. The whole economy had been informalized into magendo, smuggling, kibanda, foreign currency black market, and kusamra speculation. There were acute shortages of the so-called essential commodities. These were sugar, salt, paraffin, soap, textiles, human and veterinary drugs, etc. All these were being smuggled into the country because all the factories and all the formal channels of importation had collapsed. Fortunately, having been in the resistance struggle since the 1960s, by this time we had distilled the 3 historical missions which we thought were the mission of the African freedom fighters. These were prosperity, strategic security, and using the brotherhood of the African people to achieve the two. The question was, and it still is, did Africans need and deserve prosperity and affluence just like other people in some few places in the world were enjoying by that time, or not? Swala lilikuwa Mwafrika anastahili kuwa na maisha mazuri, maisha ya utajiri, au ni lazima abaki kwenye umaskini? Ndio ilikuwa swala la kwanza wakati tulikuwa tunaangalia maneno yetu ya hapa. By 1960, the affluence was only in Western Europe, North America, and Japan. Mwaka 1960, sehemu tatu za dunia peke yake ndizo zilikuwa na maisha ya utajiri. Europe Magharibi, North America na Japan. Wengine wote walikuwa kwenye umaskini wakati huo. The rest of the world was in poverty. Our answer to that question was yes, the Africans needed and deserved prosperity and affluence, just like those mentioned above had achieved. Then the next question was, where then does prosperity come from? Utajiri unatoka wapi? Can it come from begging? Omba omba inaweza kuletea utajiri kama nchi au mtu binafsi? The answer was no. Prosperity and affluence can only come from producing a good or a service with a chibaro, ensuring maximum returns, and selling those items sustainably. Jibu letu lilikuwa kwamba utajiri unatokana na kila mtu mzima kushiriki kwenye kuzalisha bidhaa au huduma na kuuza hizo bidhaa na watu kulipa kwa huduma yako ambayo umewatolea. Then the next question was, who will buy the goods or the services you produce? Kama uchisha tengeneza bidhaa au uko na huduma, watu gani ambao watanunua bidhaa hizo? Soko iko wapi ya bidhaa na huduma unayotoa? This is when our search for prosperity and affluence brought us into collision with the prevailing pseudo-ideology of that time in Uganda and many parts of the world. This was the ideology and the politics of highlighting the importance of identity of tribes, religion, and gender chauvinism. inanisaidia kwa throat. This was the ideology and the politics of highlighting the importance of identity of tribes, religion, and gender chauvinism. We discovered that in the case of Uganda, people of the same tribe or locality tend to produce similar products and therefore cannot easily buy from one another. Therefore, it was clear that in the case of Uganda, once a zone produced goods and services, the next assistance to the effort of wealth and affluence creation would come from other zones of Uganda, most probably other tribes of Uganda, in the form of buying what was produced. That is how Uganda, as a country, became very crucial for the wealth creation of the different zones. Wakati nilikuwa nakuja hapa, nisimama hapa karibu kwa makazi ya mwananchi pale karibu, na niliuliza watu ambao walikuwa pale wanafanya kazi gani. Watu kama wawili waliniambia kwamba wanafanya biashara ya kuuza mazao. Alafu niliwauliza, mazao mnayotoa wapi? Hapa. Waliniambia kwamba wanatoa mazao Kamwenje. Wanakwenda Kamwenje, wanatoa huko maharagwe, wanakuja wanauza Wakenya huko. Sasa hii ndio siasa ya NRM. Kuzalisha mali, alafu kuuza hiyo mali kwa ndani ya Uganda na kwa Afrika nzima. Kama unaelewa hilo, huu uhusiano huweza kuwa kwenye mambo ya ukabila, mambo ya dini, mambo ya kudharau wanawake na watoto na vijana. Hayo yote ni madhambi ya wanyonyaji. Ndio wanaamini mambo hayo, kwa sababu huyu mtu wa hapa kilomita, nusu kilomita hapa, nilisimama hapo, utajiri wake unatoka Kamwenje, ndio anatoa maharage. Kwa hiyo watu wa Kamwenje wanamsaidia kibiashara, alafu na yeye anawasaidia kwa sababu anafikisha bidhaa zao, mazao yao kwenye soko la Kenya. That is where prosperity comes from. Prosperity comes from producing a good or a service and selling it. And whoever buys it is contributing to your prosperity. And you are also contributing to his prosperity. We discovered that in the case of Uganda, people of the same tribe or locality tend to produce similar products and therefore cannot easily buy from one another. Therefore, it was clear that in the case of Uganda, once a zone produced goods and services, the next assistance to the effort of wealth and affluence creation would come from other zones of Uganda, most probably other tribes of Uganda. in the form of buying what was produced. That is how Uganda, as a country, became very crucial for wealth creation of the different zones. All the zones, all the tribes, all the religions, all the gender groups of Uganda needed Uganda for their prosperity and affluence. That is how we distilled the first ideological principle of the NRM, patriotism. Love Uganda. Why? It is because you need it for your prosperity. Ndio sababu jambo letu la kwanza kisiasa ni jambo la uzalendo. Lazima upende Uganda kuliko kuangalia makabila na madini na grupu zingine. Sababu gani? Kwa sababu utajiri wako unasaidiwa zaidi na Uganda kuliko kila kabila likijitenga peke yake. However, soon we discovered that even Uganda was not enough. We needed East Africa, and we needed Africa for a bigger market. Hence our second principle, Pan-Africanism. Love Africa. Why? It is because you need it for your prosperity. Soko la ndani ya Uganda halitoshi. Soko la Kenya halitoshi wazalishaji mali wa Kenya. Tangu mwaka 64 mfuko wangu, wakati bado niko mtoto wa shule, ulikuwa unasaidia wa Kenya kwa kununua bidhaa kutoka Kenya. Kule kwetu mbali Mbarara walikuwa wanaleta maziwa kwenye karatasi zenye chapa ya KCC, Kenya Cooperative Creameries, or something like that. Kwa hiyo kule Mkenya alikuwa anafaidika kwa mfuko wangu. Mimi nikinunua maziwa ya kutoka Kenya, Mkenya anamsaidia, anapata pesa, na Mkenya mwingine anapata ajira, kazi. Ndio sababu unasikia kwamba msingi wa kwanza wa NRM uzalendo, penda Uganda. Sababu gani? Kwa sababu Uganda ndio itakusaidia kwenye shughuli zako za kufanya biashara. Lakini vile vile Uganda haitoshi, lazima upende Afrika. Kwa kizungu tunasema Pan-Africanism. We needed East Africa, and we needed Africa for a bigger market. Hence our second principle of Pan-Africanism. Love Africa. Why? It is because you need it for your prosperity. We then realized that you cannot produce modern goods and services if you do not promote socio-economic transformation from the capitalist modes of social organizations. Hence our third ideological principle of socio-economic transformation. Waziri Mire Babalanda alikuwa anaelezea jambo la kufanya kazi za kutumikia tumbo peke yake. Kwa lugha ya Wagwere ambao wanaishi hapa karibu, wanasema okora ekida chonka. Abagwere abasami baloma batya
oholera enda yongane.
Oholera enda
enda yongane.
ohorera enda
Yongane.
yona ni
Yes.
mfuse musamia, lakini ile msemo wa Wagwere ndio rais kwangu, okorere chida chonka. Tena kwenye Japadora wanasemaji, najua kwa Acholi, teach me each ken. Japadora wanasemaji? Kuna mjapadora hapa? Where is my talkative girl? Opendi. Who? Like Acholi? You go and tell us on the microphone. Good for his exercise.
Your Excellency, it is teach Maijokende.
Very good.
Even in Acholi, we understand the same.
Very good. So the Acholi version is the one I have mastered. Teach me each again. So, tukizungumzia NRM kushughulikia jambo la masoko, soko la Uganda, kutengeneza barabara, kutengeneza umeme, kuleta amani, tuweze kuwa na shwari kwa nchi yote. Bila wewe kugeusha maisha yako, unaweza kukosa fursa hii. Ndio tunasema kila mmoja lazima ajifunze dasturi ya kushughulikia mambo ya chakula, lakini vile vile vitu vya kumletea pesa mfukononi. Na wamesikia Mariam alikuwa anasema bado watu wengi wako kwenye hali ya kutumikia tumbo peke yake, na baadaye nitakuja kujigusia. Therefore, our third ideological principle is socio-economic transformation. Lazima mugeushe maisha yenu, mtoke kwenye hali ya kutumikia tumbo peke yake, mwe kwenye hali ya kutumikia tumbo na kitu cha kuweka mfukoni. The final ideological principle we distilled was democracy, so that the people are able to hold their leaders accountable, for their actions or inactions. The second historical mission we distilled was strategic security. Can Uganda, acting alone, ensure its strategic security? Or do we need regional and continental efforts? We have analyzed this issue in different documents, and our views on this are well known. We must be following the developments in the world where some actors are aiming at achieving what they call four-dimensional superiority. Superiority in land forces, superiority in the air, superiority at sea, and superiority in space. Where does that leave Africa? Can Uganda, acting alone, even when it becomes a developed country, be present decisively in these four dimensions? However, the African Pan-Africanists have been telling you that an East African federation or any comparable political integration unity in other parts of Africa can. These Pan-Africanists have been W.B. Du Bois, Marcus Garvey, Sylvester Williams, Kwame Nkrumah, Sekou Toure, Modibo Keita, Mwalimu Nyerere, Louis Rwagasore, Aman Abeid Karume, Kenneth Kaunda, and others. Kwenye mambo ya usalama kwa jumla, kujilinda kutokana na hatari za aina yote, sisi tulikuwa tunafundisha watu wetu kwamba Afrika inapaswa kufanya pamoja. Tukifanya hivyo ndio tutaweza kuleta amani. Mnasikia hii fujo yote ambayo iko kwenye bara la Afrika. Wakati tunashirikiana tunafaulu. Wakati tulishirikiana wakati wa ukoloni tulishinda wazungu Mozambique, Angola, Zimbabwe, Namibia, South Africa. Kwa kushirikiana tuliwashinda kivita. Kwa hiyo matatizo mnavyosikia Afrika ambayo bado yapo ni kwa sababu kosa moja ni kwa kutashirikiana. Ndio nimefurahi kuona rais wa Central African Republic kuja hapa kusudi tuzungumzie mambo ya kushirikiana kwenye mambo ya aina mbalimbali ikiwemo usalama. The third historical mission that we distilled was the similarity and linkages among the now 1.5 billion people of Africa. You always hear stories of the parasites, of how Africans are divided among tribes that are always fighting one another, etc., etc. The NRM, being the force of wealth creators, right from the beginning, held in contempt these positions. In reality, the now 1.5 billion people of Africa belong to four linguistic groups. The Niger-Congo, those are the Bantu and the Kwa, the Nilo-Saharan, the Afro-Asiatic, and the Khoisan. Besides, you find linkages among these groups. Like I was amazed to find that the Somali word for cow is Sa. The Bantu dialects of this area call cow dung Sa, Obusa, Amasa, you know that very well. Yet the Somali language would be a part of the Nilo-Saharan, while the Bantu dialects belong to the Niger-Congo. Above all, our ancestors at the coast of East Africa developed for us the neutral non-tribal Swahili language that can easily unite East and Central Africa, if not beyond. It is therefore feasible to use the similarities and linkages among the 1.5 billion Africans on the continent to achieve powerful economic and, in some cases, even political integration to ensure our prosperity and guarantee our strategic security. Hapo sisi watu wa NRM umuruganda bagamba nti tuzimula, tunaona kama na aibu watu ambao hawaone uhusiano wakati wa Afrika na umoja wao. Hapa Uganda kuna Wasamia, Kenya kuna Wasamia. Kuna Waluo hapa Kenya, kuna Waluo wa kwetu, Wajapadora, Wacholi, Walangi. Wateso wako huko, Wateso wako Uganda, Bagisu na Baluya wengine. Kwa nini watu wa Afrika hawatumia umoja huo kushughulikia shida zao? Hii ndiyo line ya NIM, kutumia undugu kushughulikia mambo ya utajiri na mambo ya usalama. Bahati nzuri tuko hata na lugha ya Kiswahili ambayo haina mwenyewe. It is not a tribal language. With the 4 ideological principles and the 3 historical missions, we have been able to achieve progress in 5 phases. These phases were the minimum economic recovery to bring back the small colonial island of the 3 C's and the 3 T's. Phase 1. Phase 2, expanding the small island of the money economy. Phase 3, diversifying the economy. Phase 4, adding value to the raw materials and promoting industrialization. And 5, entering the knowledge economy. We were able to revive the production of tea that had sunk to 3 million kilograms from 23 million kilograms of 1970. Bring back tourism, bring back cotton production, and we are working on reviving and upgrading the production of copper. We did not only revive the production of these products, but expanded them as follows. Coffee from 2 million bags to now 9 million bags. Tea from 3 million bags to 60 million kilograms. 3 million kilograms, 60 million kilograms. Tourism from earning $17 million of 1970 to $1.5 billion of the pre-COVID time. We have diversified, going away from the colonial deception of having what they call cash crops and non-cash crops. This is what Mariam was talking about. We told our people that anything that is used by society on a large scale can be a cash product. Hence, maize, milk, cassava, beef, bananas, fruits, forest products, etc. are now cash products. These products deal with the import substitution and expanding our exports. We realized that the big problem of Africa and the other colonies has been the issue of producing only raw materials. This has been a disaster for Africa. Uganda may get $2.5 kilogram per kg, per kilo, for bean coffee. The same kilogram, roasted, turned into coffee powder, and packed outside, may fetch $40. As a consequence of this, from the global coffee value of $460 billion The coffee-growing countries of the world are sharing only $25 billion US, and Africa only $2.5 billion. Germany, a non-coffee-growing country, earns US $65 billion, more than all the coffee-growing countries of the world. This is how the colonies and the neo-colonies have been donating money, jobs, and development energies to Europe and North America. Therefore, we have been deliberately taking steps to end this betrayal by African leaders to Africa. Mambo ya kuuza raw materials, ekigambo kye nakozesa eri mu Kampala ekifaanana nga kino kyali kya omuntu okutunda amabidde. Nannyini lusuku alina amabidde, mu kifo ky'okusogola omubisi n'ajjamu omwenge, ayinza n'okwongeramu n'afumba n'ajja mu kali akabatira ddala. Mpulira nti mukaagala nnyo ako. Nze sikakwatako. Gye emyaka 8 gye mulaba akantu ako. Naye kati oli bw'atunda amabidde, emigaso gyonna egidirira mu ssente gitwalibwa abalala. Yensonga ffe abaNRM tubagamba nti totunda amabidde, weesogolera omubisi, ogyemu omwenge, oba oli wakukola kali akatira ddala abantu bakakole, naye ogyemu kinene, ogyemu ekyomugaso kyonna. Kati wakati tunakuja kwenye kahawa, ulimwenguni thamani ya kahawa bilioni. Kati olaba no mu Luswahili nalwetaaga obuyambi. Abaswahili tebalina bigambo ebimu ng'ebyaffe eno. Kama sisi watu wa bara, bilioni tujiita akawumbi. Kati value mu Luganda bajogera batya? Value, omuwendo gw'emmwanyi mu nsi yonna buli buwumbi 406. Naye kwezo obuwumbi 406 ensi zonna ezirima emmwanyi, Brazil naffe ffenna tugabanako obuwumbi 25 bwokka. Muwulirize obutemu obuli awo. Omuwendo gw'omwanyi mu nsi yonna buwumbi 406. Naye ffe abalima emmwanyi tugabanako obuwumbi 25 bwokka. Abafirika bambi bo bagabanako obuwumbi 2.5. Ate kwezo obukadde 9 bujja wano mu Uganda, kubanga Uganda tuli mu emmwanyi nyingi. Kati niwasanga ensi nga Germany etalima mmwanyi, bo bafuna obuwumbi 65 okuva mu mmwanyi. Lwetalo lwemuwulira abalala lwebajereka nti ffe abaana ba NRM tetusobola kukkiriza ekyo. Tulina okukalanga emmwanyi zaffe, tulina okuzisa, tulina okuziteeka mu bupapula ffe ffennyini. bwe tukola ekyo mu kifo kya ekiro okutuweereza dollars 2 n'ekitundu oyinza kujja mu billion 25 dola 25 oba okusingawo naye ate ebweriyo bo bayinza kujjamu dola 40. In spite of the opposition, we have succeeded in some items such as milk, kati bw'otunula ku mata, awo tulemeddewo. Amata gonna okugajja mu kiraalo ogatuukira ddala ku mmeeza twagongeramu omugaso. Maziwa yote ya Uganda tunaipitisha kwenye viwanda kutengeneza maziwa, kuyasafisha, kuyapatia maisha marefu na kutoa vitu vingine ambavyo vinatoka kwenye maziwa, by products. Therefore, we have moved on the milk, textiles, tin, cement, wood products, maize, gold, cassava, etc. We shall cover the entire spectrum of the raw materials. Our next target is coffee, copper, and iron ore. We are developing a complete vertically integrated program of these items. Finally, we have entered the knowledge economy of automobiles, vaccines, pharmaceuticals, computer assembling, and eventually manufacturing. Oba bakiza screen bagita batya mu Luganda. Muyinza kutulaga emotoka zaffe ez'ejjinja. Abaana Uganda kati mukola motoka. Ku Lutimbe segere ku emotoka zaffe mubale mu lugambo temulese bwino. Tebulina kwogera. Bwe munagifuna muziteekeko. Kati baganda bamwe bakola motoka. Emotoka ze bakola twazituma erinnya Kiyiira omuga gwa Nairo. All in all, we are first of all to tackle the mistake of allowing big sections of our population to remain outside the money economy. Abakolera ekida kyonka, working only for the stomach. According to the latest census data, finally 67% of our people are in the money economy. It is 33% that are still outside the money economy. Kati okuva mu kaweefube ezibaddewo eza NADS, General Sale Wealth Creation, kati ne PDM, kati kigambibwa nti amaka 67 ku buli 100 kati gayingidde mu kukola ssente. Naye tukyalina amaka 33 ku buli 100 agakyajeemye. Makazi ambayo yameingia kwenye shughuli za kufanya pesa sasa ni 67%, lakini hiyo inamaanisha kwamba bado kuna 33 ya makazi ambao wako nje ya shughuli za kufanya pesa. Tena unachiona kama hapa no, wakati nakuja kwa ndege unaona ardhi nzuri, lakini hamfanye shughuli za kufanya pesa. Nitarudi Bukedi na sehemu zingine kuangalia hili jambo. Nitarudi. Ngenda kukoma okuyomba namwe kuruo kukongora kuruwa kimukongora ni mubere bali ate ne mwesera ne mutenyigira mukawefube okukola sente ne mulera obwavu mumaka gamwe. On account of these measures, it is estimated that by the end of June 2025, of the end of this financial year, the economy of Uganda will be US dollars 57.57 billion by the exchange rate method and US dollars 163.3 billion by the PPP method, even before we start getting our oil out of the ground. With the vigorous implementation of all the phases mentioned above, we shall grow the GDP to 500 billion. This brings me now to the following crucial words I have been putting forward to you recently. These are development and kulakulana, wealth obugaga, service provision, health, education, security, crime, etc., obuwereza, and jobs, emirimu. Bwenakomawo tugenda okwogera ku bigambo ebino ebina: enkulakulana, obugaga, obuwereza n'emirimu. Bwe mbadde nzija wano nzije ku luguudo olulungi lwe twakola okuva e Namayingo, lulungi ddala, luli awo. Naye bwe mbadde ntunula bali y'oluguudo, mbadde ndabawo obwavu bukyaliwo. Kati obwavu okuliraana n'enkulakulana si kyamagezi, kubanga obwavu bubwo ng'omuntu. Enkulakulana ya ffenna, oluguudo lwa ffenna, essomero lino eriri wano ly'abantu bonna. Naye obwavu buli mu makaago. Naye ffe tugezako kyonna ekisoboka okubayamba muve mu bwavu obwo. Ate bwe mukola ebyobugaga bye bizaala emirimu. Bw'oba olunda embizi oba enkoko, bugaga bwa muntu. Naye ogenda kusanga omuntu oyo akozesa abantu 10 mu faamu egyo. Ekitegeeza nti obugaga bwa gundi buzadde emirimu. Singa abantu bangi bakola ekyo, tugenda kusanga emirimu gisinga abantu obungi. Kyekyo kyemusanga Japan, kubanga Japan bali obukadde 127, naye Abafrika bagenda eno bakube ekyeyo. Emirimu mingi okusinga Abajapan. Omuntu ava eno n'asanga waliwo emirimu etalina agikola, ne mukuba ekyeyo. Yembeera nyina ndyagadde mukole abasobola bwe basobola okwenyigira mu by'obugaga bagenda okukola emirimu ate emirimu igenda kusinga abantu obungi. Public service jobs are only 470,000. The majority of jobs, therefore, must be in the private sector. Already manufacturing is employing 1.2 million people. Services, 5 million people. And yet, this is just the beginning. This is the general message of the NRM. Si kituufu okulowooza nti gavumenti yegenda okukozesa abantu bonna, kubanga emirimu gya gavumenti gimanyiddwa. Ow'omuluka ali omu, ow'egombolwa ali omu, DC ali omu, omubaka wa constituency wa parliament ali omu. Ne bw'ogenda ku basomesa waliwo ekibalo. Omu budde obwaffe omusomesa omu yasomesanga abaana 40. Kati bangambye tugiyita teacher people ratio. Bangambye nti kati mwakiteekako omusomesa omu eri abaana 50. Bwe twaggalawo lwa korona abaana abagenda mu byalo baali obukadde 15. Kati bw'otwala ku kibalo kiri ekya 55 ogenda kusanga nti abasomesa abeetaagibwa bali 3,000. N'olwekyo emirimu egyo tegimala. Abasomesa, abasawo, abaserikale, abapoliisi tegimala. Emirimu emingi muwulidde kati mu buweereza services already bakozesa abantu 5,000,000. Ekyo nakyo tukitangaalemu, tuleme okwonoona obudde. Ate abakulembeze nabo baguumaaza abantu ne batabanyonyola bulungi. Regarding the immediate plans for boosting the economy, I must mention the issue of the railways, the old meter gauge that is being repaired, and the new standard gauge railway that will go from Malaba to Kampala and Kasese, as well as going from Tororo to Lira, Guru, Nimure. With our petroleum resources, we are going to fund all this. The importance of the railway is to lower transport costs. This makes it easier for business to make profits. We are already handling electricity. With the low cost of production, Uganda becomes more attractive to business operators. They make profits more easily. Therefore, the people of the East rise up and take advantage of the government programs of PDM, Emyoga, Grow, etc. to join the money economy. The government has arranged for the rest: peace, infrastructure, the markets, etc. I cannot end this address without again emphasizing the importance of the African economic and political integration in whatever we are doing in regard to the two historical missions: prosperity for the African people and the strategic security. All patriots and Pan-Africanists in Uganda should link up with our brothers and sisters in Africa to work for the economic integration of the whole of Africa and the economic and political integration of East Africa, leading to the political federation of East Africa. Muongee na hao Wasamia kutoka Kenya na Wajaruo na Wakikuyu, tufanye muungano wa East Africa ambaye wazee wamekuwa wanapigania na mimi nimekuwa napigania kwa sehemu kubwa ya maisha yangu. That is what will be the insurance and guarantee for Africa's prosperity and strategic security. Otherwise, we are building a Latin America in Africa, and the sort of stagnation and misery you see in Latin America is already visible here. We are most pleased to have the visitors from the Central African Republic. His Excellency, mumpigie makofi. The Republic of Liberia, our daughter, the former Vice President, and our ndugu zetu wa Kenya, kutoka Kenya. Wa Kenya mnakaribishwa. Thank you for coming to join us. We are always ready for the Pan-African effort of integrating Africa economically and in some cases politically. I thank everybody. Thank you very much. Omusamya.
President Yahamala, okulomaloma abolera ati kuicha okuchusa byalomalome kuchoko bibisya mu bwangu muno. President natalo maloma alangire President Mukeni amwe basire okuicha yamwe basa okuchusa Uganda yabola ati ngaba President basye mu Africa niye mulala oba President bibe unjaho okwekeraho era ife bana Uganda kuline habi kubanende President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni mukulombaloma hwaye yebasire bosi bechere yangire kulo omukeni waye ekirano okwekesa otukwegata sikulundu muno ngalomaloma hungira barabara nadala eitula Arua ni ruha itio paka mu Central African Republic yabola tirwe barabara indi tula Southern Sudan yosi abandi banyala babitiraho bola Central African Republic ngasiye kesambwe engira ni cherima abana Africa bosi basobola oholera lala mungenda nende okesa ebya makusi kabwe abolere kwesho ati acho kubona Uganda Airline endege efwe yabana Uganda okubona mbo yikulaho olukendo olucha mu Central African Republic nene ndege ekinyala kyakinga bya makusi kutusa mu Uganda okuyira mu Central African Republic yebasire komanda wa maye kula parade mu bwenano yabola ati amaye karibuya kula komanda muyaha musyo kuboneraho abolera ati parade mwayiwenenge abamaye nibabao paka parade liwa ne hulo buyaha ba parade nibamalire bakire ohole mirimo kindi ayosa yosere abo bana Uganda bosi hulo emyaka kasasa bana kibiri nga hwetuka yacha mu lukendo President lwakendere nende nare mu government lwakendere okutula luyengira mu bwami nenga natengira esi yatubola Uganda mu economy yanyola nga lumumanyire ebintu sibya bechangawo ebintu byekusanga nga balino okuberesa ebarua mundalo chobote mundalo chamini ebintu koti sukali ebintu koti sabuni sibintu byabone hanga buli budalo ngolino kucha obo mumanyihe nadala abo babechangawo maye bakwandikira habarua kuwacho wafune ebintu ebyo ni esindu silala President byema ho yabona ati natakyuse syalo sino nga abitira mu bintu bya lomalome hano binjo kubekesa abolera ati munkaga mubiri abandu bali nga bakendera kusende man economy bali bandu mwenda humya bongane abandu kyenda mwemu bosi bali bandu batadiranga hesende nenga balima balya nga lwabolere oholera enda yongane enda lecho President natechaho esyalo sali sanyasikhanga siliho obutuki bukhumanyana obwedini nende obwabahaye okhusosola mubahaye nabasacha nende mubandu khumanya oti ewoli munesi ewoli muganda ewoli omunyankole ebindu ibyo byecha byatabula abana-Uganda ngefwe syokhwewunja omulamwa kwefwe esitugata silalanisi. President abolera ati nabere niyecha yechere yabona omundu akhola business anebusya namutebera anebusiho ati ukulangena. President bamukaluhemu ati omundu yakulanga byakusa madimu akula kamwenge yekyabona ati uprogramu chaye yekyamonyambwe abana-Uganda bosi ngalukhwebulwa khumenya nasilala handi bandu balala bakhola batusa ebindu binasilala. Wobona oti bandu abatusa amabere uli mundu atusa amabere musitundu yabanga yumakula hundi esiyesyo kwabanga amabere kadiba mu bandu esiyekesambwe kubaho nende bakusa abakhola ebindu ibyo kwetaga ababikula kulesyo ng'omuna-Uganda wetaga muna-Uganda esiyesi ewonyala khulimana ebindu byawo wawo makula naye akula atularuwa habola ati kubilala khumisingi kwaye niyo okhudaha Uganda okhuba patriotic yabola ati patriotism esyo okhubiri yabola ati uli mundu mu-Uganda nahengawo okhulima okhutusa ebindu byokhukusa akhatali mu-Uganda sikhamala sakira abola ati khwetaga abasiefwe ebe byalo bitulirwanirano Kenya, Tanzania, Sudan, Congo, East Africa handi khwetaga Africa khulokhuba khwetaga bandu banyala okhosesa bindu byefwe ebingi muno handi fwesi khwakula bindu mu Africa yosi khulwesyo abolera ati niyecha muchinana mu mukaga yaliwo ebyamalira bichuse newe mu Luswahili handi singicho obichusa khuloba obwire budidi yabola ati esindu sikhulundu syene nani saa kino abana-Uganda nibamala okhubona mbo bali nakhatale baliotusa ebindu nahandi baliokusa ebindu ibyo byong'ane sibinyala okhutuchusa obulamu bwefwe esyo okhuboneraho emwanyi khulima muno emwanyi khutusa muno mabere nenyumawo sikhubere nikhufunamu khulokhuba efwe khubukula ebindu bino nikhubikusa nga nikhubifuna. Ate president abola ati bindu bino nikhucha khwabyongera mu mutindo bicho khutukhonya okhufuna esende enyingi abere syokhuboneraho ati esyalo koti Germany abandu sibalima emwanyi naye khulokhuba babukulanga emwanyi kyefwe nebakitamu bakyongeramu omutindo niyo balala bahira ofunamu sende kyemwanyi efwe Uganda bahira emwanyi abalima emwanyi ohira Germany khufuna esende kitola ebilioni ndala ya dola uli khu milioni 900 ate Germany sayongane musyo khuboneraho ifuna ebilioni 65 ate yo ikhosese emwanyi kyefwe kyuba nikhukulirano yabola ati esyo khubiri amabere niyabona ati mabere abandu bali namabere mangi muno yabona ati mabere musimanyire kafa mangu handi bandu abakakula babadidi yabola okhwongeramu omutindo okhubona mbwe ebindu bingi muno ebituwa byonyala atusa mu mabere. Yabola ati silala khu bindu gavumenti bikholere binyala okhola niyo limengira okhuleta amasanyalazi okhuleta machi eyo niyo alangire ekhulakhulana nekhulakhulana yong'ane siyileta bugaga esindi sitokhuleta obugaga niyo omundu wabuludalo okhosesa ekhulakhulana gavumenti yale iyiletere engira gavumenti iyiletere obisya khusine syamakusi otesende musawo amasanyalazi okakhosesa otye khudisanye gavumenti ikhole mulimo kwayo efwe nga bana-Uganda nga basami abagwe fesi khube nende omulimo kwefwe. Yabola ati bindu bilala byaleta busyalo khuno niye ndola muwene khubere nende endola lufanyuma lw'emyaka 5 khuba nende endola abakhulembeze bacha mu bandu baba banyonyola bandu abantu babasima oba bakhola nga lubaba nibadahire abolere ati esindu syokhwerinda sindu sikhulundu muno haninga esyalo silala syongane sisinyala okwerinda syongane sidaha ebyalo bindi kulobe obyokwerinda werinda asyano werinda mumbewo werinda akulukulu webiresira werinda kunyanja so ebyo byosi ngesyalo silala syongane sonyala woseresa sakira kwetaga basiefwe abe byalo bindi kutalala makesi okubona mbe kwerinda kwabona mbe yuma abantu batwingiramu bosa ku bantu befwe obudinyu abolere ati ebindu koti emirimo sikimala gavumenti iri n'emirimo emitwalo kanene ne musanvu naye abana Uganda abadahe emirimo bangi muno kulwesyo emirimo kucho kifuna kutye emirimo kucho kifuna ni gavumenti ngadiri uholanga iti okuyamba abaletane sende kyabwe otawo maholero okuberesa abana befe emirimo yabola ati eyo sekta eyo ohola amaholero already iruberesa abantu emirimo emiliyoni 2 no comparing anende emitwala 7 abakozi ba government bosi notero hotula kuba parish chief kuola kulu fwesi ihuli kuba member ba parliament so ekyo mirimo sikimala yabola ati sindu sinyalo kuleto mirimo niye bandu kwekosesa government yaleta program nyingi muno omuli PDM omuli emyoga omuli esende kibaletere kino kyabahaye ekyagro ekyabaraga nende kyabahasi abantu bakukula hakisa bahosese esende ekyo bakyo kwanje kwekosesa yatubola mbwe kwese syongane bandu kwekosesa orede bandu emiliyoni 5 kirukweholera okwefunisa emirimo abawulira message ya president batamuhola nga bakya alala nende program kya government nadala eya kyusino ya PDM abola ati esa kino kuno kuba NRM government iholere muno ebindu bindu babolerange ebyo abana Uganda esa kino otulaho lulanga lubali mwenda bonga ne bali mumane economy esawa kino nkaga mu musambu huumya at least bakonya hosende musawo nanu olukendo luli kuba no batakonanga hesende musawo abali 3 huumya ndala abantu abo bosi kudaho badireho kubone mbwe bayombaha banjo otuza okonyesene musawo abolere atalucho kukaluha achokukaluha ebukedi yosi aikendemu abasimuse abone budinyisina abo muri kubitamu wakubade government ikesero kuleta program kino government iretere kulahulana iretere masanyalazi iri mirengira iretere machi ibabere sende chokwekosesa mu PDM naye kusina njuha handi bano 3 basidongere enyuma so ohonyo enomanuma ibere ya president amalise nabola ati simbi syacho tahesira nanu niyo engenda ererwe egari yomosi alukesaho government okuteresa egari yomosi halerira ejakendanga nihandi balugomba egari yomosi erihosesa amasanyalazi erikyosobosa abantu okesa byamakusikabwe abene bose ukenderamu nibahola ebindu bakeseho ocha mumoni abolere namalirisa handi ati ebindu bidatu bine ebinyala byatuhonya esyamberi nisyo byalomalomeko development ehulahulana mulimo kwa government niko si mulimo kwawo government ihola itie ibane sende yali mengira yali tamasanyalazi yali tamachi nawe mwene olino ukola ogagawale atebera ati no gagawala onyalo kugagawala no sabire yakalwa mati haba usabirisa sisi gagawaza o esindu sinyalo kugagaiza niyo hole mirimo yabola ati amalirise president wefwe nabola ati efwe ngabana Africa kulino kwegata kuno kuba nukutegata yuma lukunyala kwa malawe bidinyu byefwe sibidaka syalo silala sibidaka ebyalo bibiri abere esyo kubonera omukeni mugulundi yalangire president wasie otula mu Central African Republic okubona mbwe ku esosio ekesambwe abana Uganda mufukirire Africa yegate yosiyosi niye ekyo tuhonya okuwanja okumalawo ebidinyu byefwe ebikire obuyaha notusereko ebidinyu byaliwo government nifuna independence mu mwaka kwa 1990 kaga mobili mwebale muno
kale abasamya n'abakedi mwena mwebale muno were abakume
mubirawo president lukalakasa mubirawo president hadi mumusangalire simbawulira abeho president Museveni abeho yoko basa kuti munamuberesa obululu mu 2026 amina. We want to recognize the presence of Mr. Karangwa, the NRM chairman of Kayunga district, who joined us. Wave, stand up and wave to His Excellency the President. He is also joined by Haji Lumolo Sulaiman, the NRM chairperson of Sironko. Thank you for coming. You can stand and wave to His Excellency the President. We are also joined with Your Excellency, the Changomacho family here. Changomacho is one of the people who started UPM here in 1980. We thank you that you have stood with the family for all those times, but the family is here and they are very grateful. We also lost one of the comrades, Your Excellency, called Magunia Ismail. The two, him and Changomacho in 1980, they are the ones who promoted UPM under the guidance of the late Chirunda Kivejinja in this area. We lost him last year, but the family is here and they always stand with the NRM, they always stand with you, Your Excellency.
In a special way, Your Excellency, I want to thank you for the parental insight through your speech, full of guidance and wisdom towards achieving socio-economic transformation to the citizens of Uganda as a sign of securing their future. As our national chairman of the mighty party NRM and President of the Republic of Uganda and Doctor of International Philosophy, Your Excellency, in the corridors, sir, during your speech, the people of Busia and Ugandans appreciate your intellectual presentation and are requesting you for presidency come 2026. They will give you the votes, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, we are remaining with few activities to conclude this function. One is the award of honors and 2 entertainments plus 1 of your musical. But with your permission, and since we are at the border district, sir, allow me to invite 1 of your musical to entertain your guests in the border language. Please, the floor is yours.
Museveni, minipige magoti tena. Rais wa Jamgano wa Uganda, mchapakazi achoki kuwa anahepinga nani. Ametuvusha vikwazo uwewe nami, ona Uganda navyoijenga vaibweliwa, flyover inajengwa, daraja pale Nailo, airport imeshajengwa. Acha nikupongeze kwa Airtel Uganda, zidi baba nikupongeze kwa Ntebe Express. Obama basi vile atachukua kula zangu 26, basi wa mwaka wechukua. Mpole mtu wa dini ajachoka, tunashukuru. Amejenga tena mgongo, ona jinsi inavyopendeza. Museveni tupewe nini, vilokufa ekavifufua. Karudisha nizamu serikalini, watoto kusoma ni bule. Pili na mshukulu kwa mafuta kule Oima, sasa hivi yanachimbwa, Uganda yetu iko safi. Vile vile na mshukulu kwa COVID kutulindaga, wengi wamekufa kutokaga uko China mpaka Tanzania. Obugalo bwa muzeyi buliwo, kujenga tama hospital. Baba sante tena ndo vile kujenga Uganda ka Dubai. Obugalo bwa jaja buliwo, mikono iko wapi? Mikono juu. NLM hoye! Mama Milo Babalanda iko wapi? Mikono juu. Kushukuru sana Rais Museveni, asante kwa kutulinda COVID kutokufa. Atana kule yangu baba vile tena tachukua, nakuombaga vile bila shaka baba tachukua. Acha nikupe akul baba Yoweri Kaguta, jembele tutoka Ntungamo, kazi unawezaga. O baba basi vile atachukua kula zangu 26, basi wa mwaka wechukua. Hata sote wana Uganda tusimame imara, ili tuweze kuchapaka Uganda yetu isonge mbele. Janet Museveni nawe simama imara, ili tuweze kuchapaka Uganda yetu isonge mbele. Oh, Jeno Salim Saleh nawe simama imara, ili tuweze kuchapaka Uganda yetu isonge mbele. Nawe simama imara, ili tuweze kuchapaka Uganda yetu isonge mbele. Pia vile simama imara, ili tuweze kuchapaka Uganda yetu isonge mbele. Creation nao simama imara, ili tuweze kuchapaka Uganda yetu isonge mbele. Milenio tena simama imara, ili tuweze kuchapaka Uganda yetu isonge mbele. Hata PDM vile tena tusimame imara, ili tuweze kuchapaka Uganda yetu isonge mbele.
Thank you, Muzukuru wa President Museveni. Your Excellency, allow me to introduce to you the Omukama Ruhanga Wobshobos Bisaka, leader of Faith of Unity, and you can hear his delegation is here, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, sir, and with your permission, allow me to introduce to you my colleagues, the Honorable Ministers and Honorable Ministers of State. Can you please stand and move forward and wave to His Excellency the President? Honorable Ministers and Ministers of State, please stand and come forward. The same to the Honorable Members of Parliament. Please, honorable members, stand for HE's recognition. The religious leaders, honorable religious leaders, can you please stand and move forward? Also, the same to the cultural leaders. Please, cultural leaders. Your Excellency, allow me to introduce to you the RDCs, deputy RDCs, and assistants. Can you please stand and wave to His Excellency? Move forward, RDCs, wherever you are. And wave to His Excellency, the President. The LC5 chairpersons, please stand and wave to His Excellency, the President, and our guest of honor. The senior presidential advisors, where are you? Senior presidential advisors, can you please stand and wave to His Excellency? Your Excellency, in a special way, allow me to introduce to you the ambassadors and high commissions. Eritrea, the Dean of Eritrea, where are you? Diplomatic Corps. Venezuela, can you please wave to His Excellency? UN Women, IGAD, Burundi, United Republic of Tanzania, Kenya, European Union, Belgium, Austria, France, Ireland, South Sudan, Equatorial Guinea, Ethiopia, Rwanda is represented by the defense attaché. Rwanda. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Your Excellency, the Deputy CDF represented the CDF and is accompanied by Deputy Service Commanders, Generals, and Senior Officers. To your extreme left, I request they stand up for recognition, sir. Deputy Service Commanders and Generals plus Senior Officers. The IGP was also accompanied by senior police officers who are also seated in the same area. Please stand up for recognition. The Commissioner General of Prisons was also accompanied by senior officers from the prison service. Please stand up for recognition. Thank you very much. Your Excellency, may I have your permission to invite the Master of Ceremonies for the Chancery to present to you the awardees of this year's Independence Celebration Anniversary for the various medals. Major General George Igumba.
Your Excellency, sir, allow me also to introduce to you the High Commissioner India. Please, can you stand and wave to His Excellency? Thank you. And also that of Algeria. Bohare Secondary School, get prepared to entertain His Excellency the President immediately after the award of honors, and also Babiri Bandu Cultural Group, Masab Town Council. Thank you. Your Excellency, we also have the Ambassador of Sudan, Khartoum. Thank you.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, General Retired Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, His Excellency Professor Faustin Archangel Tondera, President of the Central African Republic, and his entourage, Her Excellency the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, Major Retired Jesper Rose Alupo Epel, His Lordship the Chief Justice, the Deputy Speaker of the Parliament of Uganda, the Vice Chairman of the ruling National Resistance Movement, the Right Honourable Prime Minister, and her respective deputies here present, the Secretary General of the National Resistance Movement, the former Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, Her Excellency Joel Taylor, Honourable Ministers and Ministers of State here present, their worships, the religious leaders here present, their excellencies, the ambassadors and high commissioners here present, security service chiefs here present, honourable members of parliament here present, cultural leaders here present, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. On today's auspicious occasion of celebrating Uganda's 62nd Independence Day anniversary, His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda is pleased to recognize deserving citizens of Uganda and other persons by award of medals of honor. To make the presentation of the 40 of the beneficiaries is I, Major General George Igumba, the Master of Ceremonies for the Chancery. Now, therefore, in accordance with Section 3, Part 2 of the National Honours and Awards Act 2001, as amended, His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda has approved the award of medals to 40 persons, among whom 5 are female, during this year's 62nd Independence Day anniversary celebrations. The medals and the categories of the Masaba Star Medal, the Personal Sacrifice Medal, the Meritorious Service Medal, Police, the Luero Triangle Medal, the Long Service with Good Conduct Gold, Police, and last but not least, the National Independence 60th Diamond Jubilee Anniversary Medal. The names of the 40 awardees were duly considered by the Presidential Awards Committee of 9 eminent persons, with Honourable Beatrice Wabdea as chairperson and Hajat Zamina Malole as secretary, under the aegis of the Minister for the Presidency, Honourable Mile Babirie Babaranda. Now, the award of the Masaba Star Medal. Pursuant to Section 3(2), Second Schedule Part 1 of the National Honours and Awards Act 2001, as amended, the honour of the Masaba Star Medal is awarded to Defence Forces personnel under the same circumstances described in the award of the Kabalega Medal, but where the gallantry is not as conspicuous as in the Kabalega Medal. The one duly approved awardee is none other than Resistance Officer number 07932, Major General Bob Pasiskai Ogeki. The General enlisted into the Uganda People's Defense Forces way back on 21st November 1995. He holds a master's degree in defense studies of King's College, London, among many other qualifications. His enormous contribution to national security and promotion of peace in particular is reflected in his directly laid out plans in assessing situational threats, approving operations, and adopting best practices with a view to avoiding escalation of tensions while serving as 2 infantry div commander between 2022 to 2023. Presently, he is the Joint Staff Policy and Plans at the Joint Staff Headquarters. Award of the Personal Sacrifice Medal, Police. Pursuant to Section 3, Second Schedule, Part 2A of the National Honors and Awards Act 2001 as amended, the honor of the Personal Sacrifice Medal is awarded to officers who have been wounded or killed in the line of duty. It may be awarded posthumously. The one and duly approved awardee is number 52051, Police Constable Odama Stephen. May his soul rest in peace. PC Odama Stephen joined Uganda Police in 2006 as a special police constable. The officer was deployed at Busika Police Station in Luwero and was among the police officers who were attacked by suspected ADF rebels on 31st October 22. He was rushed to Mulago ICU after sustaining multiple bullet wounds and later died. His recognition is for the sacrifice he rendered to the nation. Award of the Meritorious Service Medal, Police. Pursuant to Section 3, Second Schedule, Part 2A of the National Honors and Awards Act 2001 as amended, the honor of the Meritorious Service Medal is awarded to police officers of meritorious service, particularly in operations where initiative and meritorious behavior has made vital differences to the success of the operations. It is also awarded for acts of endurance and dedication. The one duly approved awardee is number 2856, Inspector of Police Okiria James Francis. Award of the Royal Triangle Medal. Pursuant to Section 3.2, Second Schedule, Part 1 of the National Honors and Awards Act 2001 as amended, the honor of the Royal Triangle Medal is awarded to any person, military or civilian, who either joined the struggle or operated closely with the armed freedom fighters against dictatorships in Uganda from 1981 to 1986. The 3 duly approved awardees are Lieutenant Retired Jackson Golola, Resistance Officer number 0434, Captain Retired Henry Chimera, and Resistance Amen 01744, Retired Sergeant Mugisha Rashid Salongo. Award of the Long Service with Good Conduct Gold 30 years plus Police Medal. Pursuant to Section 3, Second Schedule, Part 2A of the National Honors and Awards Act 2001 as amended, the honor of the Long Service with Good Conduct Gold 30 years plus medal is awarded to officers with long service years with a clean and uninterrupted service to the force. The 4 duly approved awardees are number B/1114, Commissioner of Police Haj Basalirwa Jamal, a male adult from Bugiri District, who joined the Uganda Police Force in 1992 as a probationer police constable. He has risen through all the ranks up to the current one of Commissioner of Police. He has worked diligently in different capacities for now 32 good years and he is currently working in the Directorate of Human Resource Administration as Commissioner of Police, Charge of Protocol, Honors and Ceremonies. Number C/128, Senior Superintendent of Police Chaningom Pius, a male adult from Nebi District. Number 1775, Senior Superintendent of Police Monday Johnson, a male adult from Kawarole District. And number N/1551, Inspector of Police Nerima Jessica, a female adult from Gomba District. Award of the National Independence 60th Diamond Jubilee Anniversary Medal. Pursuant to Section 3.2, Second Schedule, Part 1 of the National Honors and Awards Act 2001 as amended, the honor of the National Independence 60th Diamond Jubilee Anniversary Medal is awarded to a person in recognition of outstanding service and loyalty to the country from 9th October 1962 to 9th October 2023, and who has championed and contributed significantly to the struggle for independence, or to a person who has continued to protect the independence of Uganda. The 30 duly approved awardees are Resistance Officer number 07696, Colonel Samuel Chigora Tumwebaze. Resistance Officer number 07364, Lieutenant Colonel Retired Vincent Tumwesije Bakarwera. Resistance Officer number 07654, Lieutenant Colonel Dr. Patrick Mpima. Resistance Officer number 07663, Lieutenant Colonel Retired Robert Mugiz. Resistance Officer number 11038, Lieutenant Colonel Loveday Gaspar Lakomekej. Resistance Officer number 08081, Major John Ediego. Resistance Officer number 08872, Major Retired Charles Wile. Mr. Shiri Madhusudan Agrawal, a male adult from an Indian national. He is the founder and trustee of Mamtama and Madhusudan Agrawal Foundation. The government of Uganda appointed him as Honorary Consul of Uganda in Mumbai to cover Western India. He has demonstrated an unwavering commitment to fostering bilateral relations between Uganda and India. His efforts have significantly enhanced trade investment and cultural exchange between the two brotherly countries. Mr. Agrawal co-founded Ajanta Pharma Limited, took charge of its exports and expanded it to over 30 countries. He started with a singular objective to serve global healthcare needs through empathy, innovation, and technology. His vision was not only to make an organization of repute, but also to fulfill the unmet medical needs of the poor. Next is Mr. Odong Moses, a male adult from Otuke District. Engineer Dr. Manyindo Benezeri Musana, a male adult from Kabarole District. Mr. John Chintu, a male adult from Mitiana District. Mr. John Chintu, a male adult from Mitiana District. Mr. Eddie Kiria, a male adult from Namutumba District. Miss Achan Rose Evelyn, a female adult from Amuria District. Miss Mwaka Charles Elizabeth, a female adult and a German national. Popularly known as Mama Donna, Mwaka Charles Elizabeth is a German-born national who has worked and lived in Uganda for the last 36 years, since 1988. She first worked as a nurse at Salem, Uganda in Mbale District, before shifting to Mbale Crisco Health Center in the early 90s, where she played a pivotal role in providing health care, prenatal and postnatal services to both expectant mothers and mothers. Next is Mr. Mwaka Erasmus, male adult from Lamsundra District, who is the spouse to Charles Elizabeth. Mr. Kawoya Innocent, a male adult from Masaka District. Sister Rose Nelima, a female adult from Mbale District. Mr. Mehta Pareshkumar Ratlal, a male adult and an Indian national, who is a philanthropist and a social community worker, serving underprivileged Ugandans as well as people in distress. He provides specialized health care for the underprivileged in various Ugandan communities. He spearheaded the transformational and humanitarian initiatives in Uganda's most remote areas, mainly focusing on increasing access to specialized health care for underprivileged infants and children. Next on the list is Mr. Erin Lange, a male adult and an Austrian national. Musei Erin Lange is a former Austrian bank employee and politician who studied at the University of Vienna and worked at the Ministry of Social Affairs from 1949 to 1955. In 1973, he joined the government as the Minister for Transport. In 1977, he became Minister for the Interior, and from 1983 to 1985, he served as Minister for Foreign Affairs. In 1985, as Minister for Foreign Affairs, he facilitated the entry and residence permit for His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda in Austria. In 1984 to 2000, he served as the second honorary president of the International Handball Federation. During his tenure, he organized urgently needed medical equipment for the treatment of women in Uganda and personally delivered them in Kampala. Next on the list is none other than Mr. Wilson Katorogo Katamigwa, a male adult from Rukunjiri District. And Resistance Officer number 178338, Second Lieutenant Koreb Nzana Gumisiriza, a male adult from Isingiro District. Mr. Chris Oriema, male adult from Zombo District. Mr. John Makombo, a male adult from Kasese District. Mr. Paul Ross Wagaba, may his soul rest in peace, from Nakaseke District. Next is P/M number 364, retired Senior Medical Officer Dental Muhere Penina Joy, a female adult from Rwanda District. P/M number 357, retired Senior Clinical Officer Mugisha Gad Karia. Next is P/L number 100, Lubowa Dennis, Instructor Grade 1. Next is Ambassador David Dimwaka, a male adult from Gulu District. Mzee David Dimwaka started serving the country from 1966 up to 1968 as a teacher at Gulu Church of Uganda School. He later joined the civil service in 1969 as a culture officer in the Ministry of Culture and Community Development. While there, he was appointed administrator of the Uganda National Theatre and Cultural Center. He was also appointed a director of the National Dance Troupe, the Heartbeat of Africa troupe that toured many countries of the world, promoting our cultural heritage abroad. Next on the list and last, Your Excellency, is none other than K number 2196, Assistant Inspector of Police, retired Kanapulia Dominic, a male adult from Mpigi District. He did join the Uganda Police Force in 1974 as a probationer police constable. He rose in ranks up to the rank of Assistant Inspector of Police, at which he retired in 2017. During his time of service, he worked in different police units until when he became a police driver and deployed in the Vice President's office. One of the most outstanding parts of Mr. Kanakulia's career is that he has been the official chauffeur of their excellencies, the Vice Presidents of Uganda, from the time of Honorable Chintu Musoke, Honorable Wandera Kaziwe, Honorable Gilbert Mukenya, Honorable Sekandi, to the current one, Her Excellency, retired Major Jessica Alupo Epel. Your Excellency, that marks the end of my submission. I do thank you for your kind attention and patience for God and my country.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Where are these people? Thank you very much, Mr. General George Ikumba, Your Excellency, sir. Allow me give you some statement. The talking has been a lot. And I will invite Buhobe Senior Secondary School. Buhobe Senior Secondary School. If we are not here, okay, quickly.
Thank you very much. Buhove Senior Secondary School. Your Excellency, I want to thank you for this school because you delivered to them the bus you had promised them, and they are very grateful. Buhove, thank you so much. Next on stage is Babiri Bandu Hutula Emasafu. Mwebale muno abana be Buhove mubobereho mahono nga lubatula stage. Babiri Bandu. Your Excellency and the guests, this is the host sub-county, the town council of Masaf, and they are here to entertain you, Your Excellency.
Tulitezwa na wasungu, tulifanya kazi mingi, sasa tuko uhuru baba. Leo Uganda yetu ya mbele. Tulifanya kazi mingi, sasa tuko uhuru baba. Leo jamhuri Uganda yetu enda mbele. Jamhuri Uganda yetu enda mbele.
terms of elaboration, in terms of grouping, that we need to be in numbers to achieve socioeconomic transformation. Thank you very much.
Next, Your Excellency, is retreat, and I'm inviting the band to do what they do best. Band. Your Excellency, that marks the end of this year's independence celebrations that we have held. You may take your seats. The Excellencies will leave at their leisure, starting with our guest president.
Will leave at leisure. Other guests depart in reverse order of their arrival. May the good Lord accord you, Your Excellency, and your guests, the traveling masses to your respective destination, together with our guests. General of Government, Ambassador of Libya, the Ambassador of Turkey, the UN Resident Coordinator, the UNDP Resident Coordinator. Thank you for coming and celebrating with us. Other guests, please wait for your turn of departure while seated.
Kweli. All right, and there you have it. Thank you very much for being part of the broadcast here, coming to you live from Busia district at the Busiko Primary Teachers Teaching College, Primary Teachers Training College here in Masafu Town Council. And well, of course, you get to realize that the activities here have also been topped with awarding of gold medals to quite a number of dignitaries. Now at this particular time, you get to realize that a number of these dignitaries are also on their way out of the venue, and as we get into understanding what next after that, and of course President Museveni is also on his way out, but from that side of things, let's first get the perspective from the National Resistance Movement for how important such a day is for the nation, and of course looking back at celebrating independence and how important it is, and then also for the 38 years of the NRM at the helm of the leadership. What does this mean for Uganda as a country? A happy Independence Day, sir.
Happy Independence to you and to all Ugandans watching us. We are live from Busia. We are excited. You can hear the background noise. Uganda is 62 years old. What a lovely country we are in. It is the president's speech summarizes everything, and then we are happy, celebrating. We look forward to seeing a much more prosperous Uganda in years to come.
Interestingly, we've seen a number of languages being used today. One is Kiswahili. We've seen the president using Samia. We've also seen the guest president using French. Let's talk about regional integration.
Eggwanga Uganda lyafuna obwetwaze okuva mu mikono gy'abafuzi b'amatwale nga 9 Oktoba 1962 era olunaku luno lwa byafaayo eri eggwanga lyattu.